You know what? I understand that a lot of people are normal. I get that. A lot of people, all they have to do is they have their job, they have their marriage or like their relationship or whatever, and then they have what they're gonna eat. Maybe they have a kid. Maybe they have more than one kid. I don't know. And maybe they have like a house payment or some sort of money issues to worry about. Like for breakfast, they eat like a banana and a cup of coffee, and then like for lunch they have like a soda and like a tuna fish sandwich, and then for dinner they have like milk and roast beef, and then sometimes on like a really weird occasion, the majority of Americans don't do this, but like really cool Instagram people have taco night. Okay. So I think that normal people are really boring because being normal is not cool. I mean, I'm going to say that people that are normal think they're cool, and like other normal people think normal people are cool. But I think that being normal is lame. And I'm going to say that the reason that normal people watch stuff like on TV, probably reality television, is because and like the Avengers and stuff, is because they they think that I mean, I can't really put this into words, but I think like they need a hero to save them from their ultimately very boring life. So my parents are very normal, and I am not. And the reason that I did not inherit these normal genes is because I actually have different birth parents because I am adopted. So, you know, this is a very good thing and also a very bad thing. My birth mother is crazy pants, which means I also very crazy pants. And so my birth father is a criminal, and luckily I am not what are those people that steal stuff? I forgot. Okay. So a klepto. I am not a klepto. So my birth mother is like a sexaholic, and my birth father is a day drinker. My birth father comes from like famous people blood, of like people who have achieved great things and were very rich, self-made millionaires, very intelligent geniuses. Obviously, if you're intelligent, you could be a genius. Okay, so obviously if you're a genius, you're intelligent. Not the point. Okay, so my birth mother comes from white trash. Okay. So, also, her side of the family, really, really stupid, and also, they are, like, disgusting, from what I've heard. So I don't really, like to think about, what my mind is actually truly capable of, because, That's just disgusting, and I don't even want to go there. So, I turned out to be a total freak of nature, and, because when you combine these two, like, elements that really aren't even supposed to even meet, and yet they actually had a baby, and then they decided that they were not even in love, and then, like, maybe they weren't even gonna, like, keep this baby, and then, like, they got lost on the way to the abortion agency, and then, like, they're like, okay, well, I guess I'll just put up for adoption. Okay, because, like, honestly, like, that early in a pregnancy, it's like, well, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm, like, 17, you know, okay. So, I think that, you know, a lot of 17-year-olds aren't capable of giving up their child. But then when you have a crazy pants 17-year-old who is pregnant with attachment disorder, that kind of person can give up their child. That's why, like, every time one of my friends used to get pregnant, like, during high school or, like, right after high school ended, I'd be like, okay, well, you should just give it up for adoption. Like, don't let this ruin your life. And then, like, they couldn't do it, and, like, they didn't want to do it, and I'd be like, okay, well, I think that you are making a horrible decision here, because you have, like, not near as much money as, like, my parents had, and my parents were only middle class, and, like, well, I am, you know, still gonna inherit, like, a whole bunch of land and stuff, and, like, I am, like, way better off, and, like, I am, like, a total nutso freako person, and, you, basically don't have a job, don't have a husband, and you're gonna rely on your parents to pay for your kid, and they're, like, getting really old and stuff. So that's kind of what happened to my sister. So basically, I think the deal is that, while you do have to be, like, a totally strong person to give up your child for adoption, you also have to be, like, totally, I don't really know, like, not, like, unloving, because, like, I guess you love the person. It's, like, hatred, like, I definitely know for a fact that I'd be able to give up a child for adoption, but it'd be a very traumatic experience. Okay. So, I think that, my mother, my adoptive mother, is a normal person, and my adoptive father is also a normal person. So, like, they have really normal hobbies, and I, like, okay, so when I was, like, I guess I was, like, 12, I decided that I liked rock music, and, like, I wasn't allowed to listen to Britney Spears when I was young, and the only bands that I could listen to was the Backstreet Boys, and I thought they were totally cool, and Nick Carter was, like, hot, and, you know, they were very strict, and, like, when Harry Potter happened, like, I was banned from reading Harry Potter, and I had, like, humongous fits, like, freak of nature fits about this, and, you know, when I turned 13, I could read Harry Potter, so I started reading Harry Potter. I was like, I am Harry Potter. I am the real Harry Potter. Like, I'm a girl, but I'm Harry Potter. So, anyways, there are some things that normal people just, they don't click with abnormal people like me. I'm like an anomaly, and, I think that, you know, to a certain degree, that makes me unique and interesting, but normal people, they don't want to be connected to someone that's different than them, like this much different. Like, maybe I kind of look like a normal person, like when I'm dressed normally, which, you know, doesn't really happen that often, but if it did happen, people would come up to me and think I was normal, and then I would not act normally because I think that's just not even part of my DNA, and then they'd kind of get really freaked out. So, I think, you know, I have the capability of scaring people very intensely, and, so, I think that it's, you know, we live in an unjust world, and, you know, I guess I'm supposed to be alone in it, because I had a relationship with my birth mother, and for a while we were pretty tight. Like, we would tell each other like tons of stuff and information about ourselves, and she is like even more talkative than me. If you don't believe me, trust me, it's possible. Okay. So, basically, I think that, I, you know, wanted just this friend that was similar to me. You know, we would go into like a Denny's together, and like, you know, there's some really stupid waiters and waitresses in Denny's, but like, we would go in there and we'd be acting like really similarly, and we'd be there, and then like the waiter would be like, "Are you guys twins?" And like, we'd laugh and stuff, and like, she'd be like, "I'm her aunt." I'm like, okay. You know, but like, we had some really good times together. Like, we used to watch shows together, and you know, she became a truck driver, and that's like a very stressful career, and so, you know, we grew apart, and now I guess she just doesn't approve of any of my life choices, and she doesn't understand any of the difficulties that I'm going through. And so we are not in touch. And previously, I got in touch with my birth father, and we went out to dinner, and like, you know, I was asking him questions about himself. Like, he wouldn't answer any of them. Like, it was like the presidential debate. It's like every single question he'd like avoid. It's like dodging the question. So I'm just like, okay, I don't trust you, because like, I'm like the most open person. Like, I would just like tell you anything about myself, like, even if it made me look like a retard, because, you know, I don't care if you think I'm a retard. The only person opinions that I care about is like me, this one person, and like my parents kind of a little, and like my nephew, who is like 2, so like I can kind of influence his opinion. And I used to care about this one person on Xbox's opinion, and then I used to be really flattered by this other guy on Xbox's opinions, but then I since decided I don't care, and I'm not going to speak to him. And I decided that I'm not even going to speak to the other person on Xbox's opinion. On his opinion. I'm not going to speak to him. And, so I really just, sometimes it makes me feel like really cool if I, dress up myself and I'm like really skinny and I, drive a really nice car, which I currently have, but I don't drive. And, I'm like listening to like really amazing music, and I have this like picture of myself in my mind. I'm like, I'm a beautiful piece of artwork, and I have a soundtrack of myself in my mind's eye, and I am driving down the highway, and my life is passing before my eyes, and I will go on forever, and no one will know who I am, but it doesn't matter because I am infinite. Kind of like the person being a wallflower. I am a wallflower, and that's what I am, and so it doesn't matter. Okay, but anyways, so I think that like I was gonna celebrate my birthday, my 25th birthday, on like pretty soon after I got out of the hospital, which was in August, and it's October, and I have not celebrated my birthday. And it's not like I was gonna celebrate with actual people who are my age. I don't actually have any people who are my age that I care about, because people who are my age are fucking retarded. So, I was going to celebrate with my parents. And I thought it would be cool to celebrate with my nephew. But then I said, you know what? He's going to just be like, where's my passy? Where's my blankie? I don't like this food. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't really want to bring him. So I'll just have my own celebration with him like at a later time. But I haven't even done that. So I decided that I didn't want my sister to be there, and I just wanted my parents to be at my birthday. And so see, the problem is that I have not gotten a dress that fits me, and I would wear something I have, but I currently have no dresses that fit me, because like I got rid of a lot of my old clothes, and then I just bought like a couple of jeans so that I could have some jeans that fit, and now some of those jeans don't fit. Like I am like all over the place. So I constantly have to try on my clothes all the time to see if it fits me, because I'm like changing sizes all the time, and it's very uncomfortable. So I have this humongous problem, and it's like an unfixable thing, and it's very uncomfortable. But I think the even more uncomfortable thing is that I would like to celebrate my birthday, and I can't do that until I've fixed my hair, which is also an uncomfortable problem, and I really haven't figured out what's wrong with it, because like, I wash my hair and then like occasionally I brush it, but you know what, like 3 years ago, I didn't have to brush my hair. Like I would wash my hair and like my hair was totally straight, and I would wash it and like, pet my hair, and like there'd be a couple of tangles, and I dyed it a couple of times. It's not like I like had this like really like huge dye job. Like one time I dyed it like completely red, and that happens. But, like, it's not like I fried my hair. I don't, like, straighten my hair. I have naturally straight hair. So I think that I don't understand why my hair is, like, Afro-licious. Okay. So, I have to use, like, this conditioning treatment on it, like, every 3 months. And, like, in order for the hairstylist to even touch my hair, it has to be free of tangles. So, like, we're sitting in my mom's bedroom, and, like, she's, like, you know, combing out every single tangle, and, like, tons of hair is just, like, coming out. And it's not like it's falling out. It's not like I'm losing hair. It's so ratted out that, like, it's, like, dried out. Like, I don't understand. Like, my hair was never like this before. And, like, I don't know if it's, like, the climate. Like, San Antonio is, like, a very arid climate. And but, like, I was living in, like, a different climate, and it was, I don't know. Okay, so I don't know how to fix my hair. I don't know if I can sit with my mom in a room for, like, 3 hours, because that would mean that we would have to have some sort of conversation, at least for a little bit. And I don't know if I can do that again, because it seems to me that she can't get along with me anymore. I don't even know if we ever got along. I don't remember. And, like, I kind of, have a memory problem. But, see, what happens is, like, I searched my memory for this time that we were happy, and the only memory that registers is this one time that we went on a trip to repair our broken relationship in Fredericksburg when I was 13, and it was for my 13th birthday, and, like, we were happy the entire weekend. It was just us two, and, like, I know for a fact that I get along with people better when it's just me and them, because, like, I have a very difficult time addressing, like, multiple people at once, and I also have a difficult time with, like, multiple people because I sort of have, like, an attention problem. Like, I kind of need to be the center of attention, and, like, I think a lot of people have this problem. I don't think it's just me, and, like, people like to say that it's just me, but, like, I don't think that those people have, like, ever been friends with, like, an attention whore before, because I have, and, like, it's not fun. And, like, so I know what it's like to be friends with someone like me. So, like, I mean, I would like to stop my behavior, but, like, I don't think that I know how. So, like, I've been to therapy for this, but therapy actually makes it worse. Like, when you're in therapy, the therapist is all interested in how you are feeling. So, like, when you're like, venting or whatever to the therapist, like, they're just, like, kind of, like, talking to you, and, like, they're so, supposedly, they're so interested in your thoughts. Like, that's their job, is to be interested in every single thing that's going on in your mind. And so you're like, okay, yeah, I can totally talk about me for, like, an hour a week, for a whole hour, and then, like, you do it for, like, 12 years, and then, it's kind of like you need to do it for more than an hour. So, what happens is, when you have, like, a lot of life problems, you kind of need to talk about those things with people. And a lot of people who are just normal people don't really have a lot of life problems, and, like, sure, there's a lot of TV shows about normal people with life problems, but they're really boring. For example, My So-Called Life, Dawson's Creek, and like the OC, Laguna Beach, okay, I'm just trying to think. The Kardashians, like, these people don't actually have real problems that they can't fix. Okay, those are, maybe they have a problem, but I mean, okay, so like, you know, a light bulb goes out, and you have to replace it. Okay, so you go to the store and you buy a new light bulb, and you can buy the old type of light bulb that was invented like a really long time ago, or you can you can buy the energy efficient light bulb, and it saves energy and it lasts like 8 years. You know, there's a lot of different methods that you can use to fix your problems. And you know, sure, the energy efficient light bulb costs more money. Okay? Okay. That's a problem. But like, then all you have to do is just like stand on a ladder or something and then like screw in the light bulb, and you're just like, okay. Problem done. Check. I'm a boss, bitch. Okay. That's actually not what happens, but maybe somebody does that. Okay. So, you fix your problem, you're so happy, the end of the episode happened, and then, like, everybody felt totally better because their problem was solved. Okay. An example of a problem that I have is that, I have been trying to find a medicine that would cause me to not have my mood disorder go out of whack for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, maybe longer. Can't really remember because, you know, there's so many side effects from these medications that one of them is having a memory loss problem. And like one time, you know, because I was stupid because of the medication, one of the medications was working. I mean, it wasn't working fully because I had like a lot of side effects. Like one of the side effects was I had like a lockjaw problem. So like I would be like, and like, okay, it would be like that, and it wouldn't stop. And I wasn't like voluntarily doing this. It was an involuntary motion of my jaw. All my muscles would like kind of spasm, like it'd be like a muscle spasm problem. And this medication was Geodon. I lost 80 pounds on Geodon. So like, what if I was like previously 150 pounds and then I took Geodon? On Geodon, like, I didn't want to eat anything. I was eating like a couple of bites of salad. I was drinking only water. I wouldn't drink anything besides like water, lemonade, orange juice. Like, I wouldn't drink anything. I mean, I would drink tons of liquids, but I mean, I wouldn't drink anything like soda or anything. I ended up being like 125 pounds. I had to buy all new clothes. It was horrible. Okay, so I had that problem. When I stopped taking the medication, because like I didn't really have any mood problems, so like I wasn't really like being angry at anyone, and I wasn't like depressed. I was pretty much like, it was working, you know, but those side effects were like so serious that I was like, I need to stop taking medication. So like someone had convinced me that I didn't need medication anymore, and like they thought that I could live life without medication permanently. So that's like never a good idea to tell someone that has been, you know, declared medically incompetent and also unfit to work that they don't need medication, because I am actually mentally ill. and I have actually broken some things. Not big things, but I mean I've broken some things. I've never actually physically attacked someone, but I have had some public indecency, and luckily I was taken straight to the mental hospital instead of being tased and sent to jail. But I was threatened to being tased. So I have been in a police car before, and I've been handcuffed and foot cuffed while being drugged. Not being, I mean, street drugged. I was drugged at the hospital, and I had to be on an IV, and I took out my own IV. I was running naked throughout the hospital. It was crazy. I mean, I was having a psychotic break because I had stopped taking my medication. So, I mean, stopping taking your medication is not a good idea. I personally thought that I was Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and I thought that I was actually in Wonderland, or like I was like about to be there, and I thought that I was speaking to Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and I thought that I was being treated by the like the King of Spades or whatever, and like, okay, that's actually like ridiculous, but okay. I thought all of that was real. I believed it in my heart of hearts. I thought it was true. Okay. So, I'm just saying that I had serious hallucinations. I have heard voices. I have done some ridiculous things, and I have had some ridiculous experiences because someone convinced me to stop taking my medication permanently. And I decided that that was a good idea, and so I just basically stopped sleeping for like 9 or 10 days, and I basically ate like bread and had Coke for like 9 or 10 days, and I was sleeping in my car, and I was assuming all types of weird stuff about people. So I think I have a legitimate reason to be forgiven for some of my previous behavior, even though it was really stupid. Okay. So, normal people do not understand people when that is happening to them. They don't understand the situation. They don't understand that that person ever needed medication to begin with, because when someone is on medication that was working, they don't think that person needs medication, because they think that that person was always like that. So they think that that person is almost normal like they are, even if that person is kind of quirky, and they think that that person is a strong individual who can triumph over their own mind through therapy and hard work, and that actually is not even close to being true. So I think that if you know someone that is going through a difficult time, you should probably probably give them the benefit of the doubt, because you don't actually know what they're experiencing in their own body, and that includes their brain. Like, for example, when I lay in bed all day in a dark room and I play music, some people like to say that I'm just being lazy, and that I should clean my room, and that I should do my laundry, and that I should take a shower, and that I should stop laying around and being irresponsible. Like my dad, for example, would say that. And a lot of other people would also say that about me. Okay, what I am actually doing when I am laying in bed all day is, okay, my body, when I am depressed, it's an emotional sickness, but it's also a physical sickness. My body is extremely worn out for some reason. I can't explain it. But I, don't want to eat. I don't want to eat. And I don't want to, move. And I am thinking about everything. Or maybe I'm not thinking at all. Maybe I'm just listening to the music. Maybe I'm remembering things from the past. And all I can do is focus on what I could do differently. And I know that somebody says, well, okay, if you're going to focus on what you could do differently, why don't you start by doing something differently right now? And if that is true, then maybe they should do something differently. Maybe they should stop attacking me for feeling emotions that they can't even comprehend because they are so basic that they just live the same day repeatedly for their entire life. And the only change they make is a location change. Or maybe a marital status change. Okay. So, I'm basically saying that I can process more emotions in 5 minutes than a lot of people can process in 4 hours. And that is very tiring. And I'm on tons of medications to prevent that from even happening. But it happens. Okay? There is something seriously wrong with my brain. Okay, and maybe it's not wrong, actually. I mean, off the medications, it's definitely abnormal. Okay, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I'm meant to live in a colony of people who are mentally ill, and maybe I'm meant to act like a crazy pants, and I'm supposed to be sequestered off to some place where nobody can watch me do the crazy stuff that I'm supposedly doing. I really don't think that's actually what I should do. But I do think that a little bit more understanding and comprehension of what's actually going on, because I don't think it's just the therapist that should be listening to me. I think that maybe I should be able to have a mentally ill conversation with a normal fucking person. Okay, I just got done having a stupid conversation with my mom. I went down there and I said, Mom, I think that it would be a good idea if I got my hair fixed so that we could celebrate my birthday. And she was going on about how it was the opening of hunting season and my dad has already made plans to go down to the cabin, and he was going to be busy, and so we needed to check with him to see when was a good time to celebrate my birthday, and then we could plan when I could get my hair fixed. And I was kind of upset about that, and Previously we had talked about a meat marinade recipe, which my mom didn't want to make a meat marinade recipe. She just wanted to, the refrigerator is full of food! We need to eat it! I think that eating the same food over and over again, like taco nights and roast beef, is very annoying. I don't want to eat roast beef over and over again. I don't want to have venison over and over again. I do not want to eat tacos over and over again. So, I'm sorry, but experiencing the exact same occasions repeatedly is annoying and repetitive, boring, and ridiculous. And anyone that thinks that that is fulfilling is crazier than me. So, I think that everyone should just think about their life a little bit and analyze what has actually happened in the last 45 years that they have lived, and wonder, when Krista came into our lives, when she turned 7, I think she took us to a Chinese restaurant for the first time that I had ever eaten Chinese food. Why did she do that? It was called Pearl River. And I had egg drop soup. I don't even like egg drop soup anymore. You know why? Because I ate so much egg drop soup that I got disgusted with egg drop soup. You know what? I don't even like hot and sour soup anymore because I ate so much hot and sour soup that it's gross now. So now I'm on a sushi binge, and I'm sure that I'm going to get sick of eating sushi. And now I'm loving this pearl tea and Thai iced tea and stuff. And I'm going to get tired of that. And I don't even like sweet tea anymore. You can only eat food so much before you get tired of it. Okay, when I was in world geography, some guy from the military who was in the Gulf War or something came to our class and was saying that they gave them Fresca, and they didn't even have water because they didn't have clean water in Korea or wherever they were, and so all they had was Fresca, and so they were drinking Fresca for months. And so he says he does not ever want to drink Fresca again, and he is normal. So if a normal person can't drink Fresca for months, I don't see why I should have to drink Fresca for months. I'm not saying that I don't like Fresca. Personally, I don't drink Fresca that often. So if I got to drink Fresca, I'd be pretty happy about it. But I'm just saying that I'm not going to drink Fresca, only Fresca, for 8 months. Okay, personally, I think it's kind of weird that people drink Coke constantly and are still happy about it. Maybe they change the recipe so that people still like it. Okay, for example, Cherry Coke is my favorite soda ever. And I like it way better when they make it with maraschino cherry syrup than when they serve it originally, from the Coke syrup with the Cherry Coke syrup. So, if you go to a restaurant that has a bar, if you ask for a Shirley Temple, you could technically ask for a Cherry Coke made with maraschino cherry syrup, because that's basically what a Shirley Temple is, except it's made with Coke. So, what I am trying to say is that my mom was basically saying that she didn't think that I should get my hair done unless I get it cut. And I was like, okay, Mom, I want to get my hair fixed because, normally I don't really care if I look like not a homo, a homeless person. And then, you know, she's like, well, Krista, I mean, your hair is, like, so high maintenance. If you got it cut, like, it would be so much easier to maintain. And I'm like, Mom, I want to have long hair. These are my skin cells. I grew them. That means they are my property of my own body. Like, it has nothing to do with any of your property. So, like, you cannot force me to get a haircut. Like, when I was 4, you cut my hair without my permission, and I was mad at you for a long time. And then she was like, well, I don't like the way this conversation is going. And I'm like, you're right. I don't think you would, because you did something without my permission, and it was my body. And then I was like, you know what, Mom? Let me explain something to you. If you, like, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. If you, like, let's say that I have to wear, like, insoles that the podiatrist gave me in my shoe, and, like, I didn't, because, they didn't fit in my shoes that I liked. So, or like I wore high heels or something. Like, let's say I made some really poor decisions about my shoes. And so, that happened. And so I mean, that didn't happen in real, I mean, it could have, I mean, it probably did, whatever. Okay. So, I could have made some poor decisions about my shoes. And, then I go to the podiatrist with, you know, with some foot pain, and he says, you know, we have to amputate your foot. And I'm like, no, the hell you don't. This is my foot. We are just I'm gonna take some pain medication, and I'm going to deal with this. I am not going to become a person who has to, like, live life in a wheelchair because I didn't wear some insoles in my shoes. And so, you know, she is like, I'm like, well, you know, maybe that was, like, a little bit dramatic, but that's basically what you're doing to me. You're saying that because you have to sometimes comb my hair, that you want to cut my hair. It is my hair, okay? So the doctor sees me, like, one time out of like 6 months, and he's like, okay, well, it's your foot, but medically we need to amputate it, and you're gonna have to live with that for the rest of your life, because it would be easier to maintain. Okay, you know what? I don't think it would be easier to maintain. Personally, technically, the tangles in my hair are like next to my head, not down here. It's very smooth, long hair. So, if I cut like a little bit off my hair, it would not fix the problem to make it easier to maintain. I mean, sure, maybe a hairstylist would tell me that it would be easier to maintain. Probably to make my mother easier to maintain. Maybe to make me easier to maintain. Maybe just to solve this stupid fucking problem. It's not even a real problem, because my hair is never gonna be easier to maintain. Unless, you know, we chop the whole fucking thing off and I look like a freaking man. Okay, the point is that, it's my hair. And, I can wear it the way I want to. So, you know, she was very upset by this statement, and she did not think that the like the comparison that I made was relevant, which it is. It's a logical comparison. It's just a little bit, you know, dramatic. You know, maybe I don't need to have my foot amputated, but I mean, cutting my hair off and cutting my foot off, they're both cells that belong to me. And they're both based on me maintaining my other cells in my body. So it is a technically logical comparison of my body. Okay, but the point is that I then said that I didn't want to celebrate my birthday because she was like, okay, so are you ready to go comb your hair? I was like, no. And, you know, I was like, I think that I don't want to celebrate my birthday with you, and you are not being nice, and she previously had told me that she was the nicest person that I would ever meet. I was like, Mom, that statement is not true. And I can tell you that even though Michelle has not always been there for me, you know, maybe she's not contributing financially to my situation, maybe she doesn't cook every single meal of the day for me. I mean, technically, neither does my mother. But, you know, I know that my mom has picked up a lot of things for me. My mom has done a lot of acts of kindness for me, just in general. You know, that's a really great thing. I'm very thankful for that. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, even though I appreciate all of those acts of kindness, I think that kindness is the way that you speak to a person after that you have done an act of kindness. So let's say that I cleaned up the bathroom for my sister without her asking me to do that, which I have done previously in the past. Then, when I see my sister after that, I have to be nice to my sister. I have to say, Lizzie, I think I was very nice, and I cleaned up your bathroom for you, and I really hope that we can spend some time together, and we can enjoy that time. So maybe I'll let you pick out something that we could do together, and then we could do it. You know, and if she says, sure, Krista, I want to go to Chili's, and I'm like, you know, I hate Chili's, and then I'm like, okay, sure, we can go to Chili's, you know, and I'm like, Chili's, and I'm like eating like a chip, you know, like the whole time, and I'm like, you know, and you know, it's not like I'm lying to her about liking Chili's. It's just like being kind is kind of like you have to put on a brave face to be nice to someone. So I think it's really important that we are thankful that we have people in our lives who are there, and we are thankful that they are there, because without other people's choices, they would not be there. So, you know, maybe I'm not a very nice person, but you know, if you really knew me, you knew what my love language was, you know, I mean, unlike the time that I was nice to my sister, you know, because I was trying to speak to her in a different type of way, you would know that my sarcasm is like golden when it comes to love. Like, I am a rude person. So, like, if I am being rude to you, like, I feel totally comfortable with you. So, like, if I can be, like, an idiot with you, like, that's, like, a very good thing. So, like, let's say that you were, like, just, like, reading something, and I come in here, and I'm like, you know what? I think that you don't like decorating pumpkins for Halloween. And you're like, you're right, I don't. Like, you might have this feeling like, she's being totally aggressive towards me. Yeah, I'm being aggressively friendly. They don't understand.